I'm Jay Diff with the New Old Heads, and this is episode 480 with guest Brother to the Night. This week we had discussions on Jay Electronica preaching to concert goers and only rapping acapellas at a currency show, Kanye being banned from the UK, and his 2-day London festival being canceled, the AKAs not knowing nan about Trick Daddy, Pooh Shiesty, and Gucci, and more. You can support us and get the 2-hour uncut version of the show by becoming a $5 Patreon or YouTube member, and make sure you click the bell and turn on notifications. Peace. See you in the comments.
You're not rocking with the New Old Heads podcast. My name is Jay Moore, and this is episode number 480. Gotta say what's up to my fellas in the building. Jay Diff, how you doing today, sir?
Terry Texas, I am good, my fine fellow.
All right. Of course, he's not a guest. He's just hanging out. He just does his thing. Brother to the Night, how are you, sir?
I am swell. How are you?
All right, here we go with that. And last but not least, of course, right next to me, Longevity, how are you?
All right. Not too bad. How are you off of your anniversary last week?
I'm glad I always take the next day to kind of recover. It was good. It goes by quickly, because I'm doing a lot of stuff and moving around.
I should premise this for people that don't know. You had your
yes.
You and DJ Metronome had your 20th anniversary of your weekly hip hop night.
Take that Tuesday
here.
Take that 20. Yes. So
yeah.
It was great. Shout out to Scratch Bastard who came through and shut it down. Yeah, he really went crazy. It was crazy to see. I'd seen him before. I was very lucky to have had that experience. But to see him come and do it in really kind of an intimate setting, because for people who don't know, where we do Take That Tuesday, it's not like a huge club. It's really kind of a dive bar, if you will.
Yep.
So to see a world-renowned DJ come in and put on a show like that, and then all the other DJs, pretty much step their game up for that night as well. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. And,
a lot of people.
I didn't make it inside for the first 2.5 hours.
Man.
Yeah, honestly, there was a cool almost set outside.
Yeah, it was a nice little procession outside.
Yeah, that's where I spent most of my time, was outside. Just because kind of evolved into the person that doesn't like to be around a lot of people.
I was overwhelmed. I was legit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I got there and shouts to David Peck. I walked up to him and I was having a conversation. Him and Star Crusher were there. I was talking to him, and then it just I found myself just kind of looking like, wow, there's a lot of people here.
A lot of people.
And I'm like, why do I feel this way? I was like, I have a crazy amount of anxiety. It's been a while since I've been around this many people, even people I know.
And part of it, like, there was a point where I was like, okay, I have a wireless mic. I'm getting off the stage. Like, it was getting to be a bit overwhelming for me as well. And I'm kind of used to it, but at the same time, the way my age and anxiety is set up, I was like, all right, I'm good off the stage. But it gave me an opportunity to walk around and kind of say what's up to people and take a few pictures and just say thank you. That was a big deal for us to still be able to do this after all this time.
Yeah, I was curious if you saw me and then you shouted me out. And I was like, okay, he did see me.
Yeah, I did see you. I saw you. Yeah, I saw all three of you there.
Yeah.
Well, I found Red August in the back. I ain't seen him in a minute. So shouts to Red August. He used to help us with the show. Do a lot of video stuff.
He told me he's getting married.
He's getting married. I said to who?
Yeah, that's what I said.
He just started laughing.
And I was like, am I wrong though? He was like, well, man, okay.
Definitely cool seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while, and people came in from out of town, which was even crazy. Like, out of town. No, got plane tickets.
My homegirl, Angela came from Houston. Tierney came from Chicago.
DJ from Atlanta.
Yeah. There are people who like literally.
His name.
I kind of saw this. Yeah, I saw that this going to happen just because. Look, I saw a lot of people I didn't know, and I was like, okay. They were like, well, we're going to get on the road to see Scratch Bastard.
I see.
So
that's cool.
I think that's where the overflow and and for this to be an event that we took donations this year, but we don't charge anything for people to come in and see all this fine hip hop every week, or at this point for 20 years. So we're just happy it's something that can still be maintained, and the road to 21 starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, man, it's about to be
tonight.
Take That Tuesday is about to be illegal next year.
Yeah. That's crazy. 21. Oof.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's almost older than you, Jackson.
Yeah, you were 1 when Take That Tuesday started. That's crazy.
That's pretty wild. No, but congrats. It's a big feat for both of you guys. You know, I told Nick, I was like, has it sat with you? You know, and you know, because from one perspective, we're so close, all of us here, because obviously we sit and talk to you every week, but obviously I work with Nick every week. You know, like I see him 3-4 times a week. You know, one of my best friends type thing, and it's like, you know, having a staple in our city such as Take That Tuesday is a really big deal. And, you know, showing up and just seeing all the faces that I've met throughout all the years and thinking about all the people relationships that were formed through just that event of commonality and stuff. Like there's really no kind of like replacement for kind of like what, you know, it's kind of, I don't really even have the words for it. It's like, it's very important.
No, I mean, one of the things that, you know, it's kind of humbling, but always makes me feel a certain kind of way is when people wind up moving away and they come back and they say, you know, I love the new city. I got a good job, but there's nothing like Coaches on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, man.
You know, and they're moving to these large metropolitan areas, but there's still nothing like Coaches on a Tuesday night. And, you know, it's just like we got messages and phone calls and texts from people across the country, you know, saying congratulations and thank you. You know, and one of the things that I talked a little bit about, you know, the podcast when I sat down with Kyle on WFYI.
Just Kyle on.
Is, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, trying to take credit for these things, but, you know, like a lot of the people who, you know, before there was a Treese, like they got to know each other through being at Take That Tuesday. Like, you know, a lot of the conversations that we have are conversations we'd be having you know, at Coaches.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know, and so that, you know, I remember Lone talking to me about a podcast, you know, at Take That Tuesday, you know, and then I was just like, I don't know. And like, you know, it's a weird thing. Anybody who, at one point, anybody who had ever worked in any kind of radio was like, how do you listen to a podcast in a car? I was like, well, you know, it didn't make sense, you know, and so like, sort of like the genesis of that, you know, I'm not saying that Take That Tuesday should take any credit for this, but I'm just saying some of those early conversations were conversations that were had at Take That Tuesday.
I mean, if you follow the lineage, Terry and I met each other not at Coaches, but it was across the street before Coaches.
Yeah. Okay,
you know what I mean? I think it was the same night.
It was.
So you know, that's
so
where
we all went to Scotty's.
Oh man,
yeah.
I was with Jordan, and I saw Jordan on Tuesday. I haven't seen him for he's my immigration attorney now. So it's like, you know, it's crazy how like everything, you know, comes full circle. But yeah, a lot of relationships out there, you know, and building of relationships, even not just meeting people, but like the consecutiveness of it. So,
you know, I said when I did like the yearly thing I do, I said, you know, people met their wives and husbands here, but you know, we've been doing it so long. It's like, you know, your ex-wives, your ex-husbands. You know, some of those relationships have transitioned into other things, but you know, it is what it is.
Coaches is a staple.
Yeah, 20 years, man.
Yeah,
like it's a blessing. I mean, to just be able to say you've been able to do something for that long.
Straight up.
We've all DJ'd it too.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to have to go to Coaches every week. Like,
yeah, me too.
It was a must. It was like, if I don't go to Coaches,
you saw your people.
My week ain't gonna be right. It was almost like a reset. You know, so I didn't even have to go out on the weekend, but I was making sure I was going to Coaches. And be times I was there, you know what I'm saying, helping y'all pack up and sitting at the bar having drinks, still talking after it's over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, Coaches is just one of them places that obviously the people make it what it is.
Definitely.
And it's just that good vibe, that good energy that you got from everybody was and has always been the same. So yeah, definitely shout out to Coaches. It's definitely one of one.
Well, take that.
Yeah.
Take that
Tuesday. Take that Tuesday.
Like the cheers of Indianapolis.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody knows your name.
Cheers and peace. You know, I'm just saying.
Shout out to Oreo Jones. He did a really nice dedication.
Yeah, he did put a nice letter.
Take That Tuesday. And it was funny because he talked about how he was underage when he first came, you know, and his lady was like, don't say that, you know. I was like, statute of limitations.
Yeah,
right? Like, Oreo's almost 40 now.
Yeah. Jay Electronica tells fans they don't understand. So recently, Jay Electronica was confronted by hecklers during a performance in Los Angeles, leading to tense exchange where he challenged audience members to meet him on stage. And I believe he was opening up for Currency, I believe.
God bless me.
Can you imagine this? So,
No.
I'm just saying, like, from what I saw and what I've heard, rumor-based, it was him getting on stage, playing like 5 to 20 seconds of the beat, and then just going straight acapella, which I can only imagine. But there's a short little video that we can watch here that Mike chopped up. Just to Mike.
If you love my shit, shut up and listen to the words. When I was sleeping on the train, or you'll be next. When I was sleeping on the train, sleeping on messing roll lab out there, because sometimes niggas will fake like they fuck with you and they don't.
This man broke out in full-on ramble mode in the middle of a verse.
He was mad, boy.
With me, shut the fuck up and listen to the bars. When I was sleeping on the train,
That's Byron in the back.
sleeping on mess and roll lab out in the rain, without even receiving a slice of pizza to my name. Too proud to beg for change, mastering the pain. When New York niggas calling Southern rappers lame. But then check it, and hold up, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Watch this.
What's that?
Whoever boos, we know you the enemy, and you a coward. If you boo, you're a coward, because you won't boo in my face, yeah? And I'm still gonna stand on my flag, coward. When I was sleeping on the train,
Oh, he starts over.
out in the rain, without even the
We should have at least said, DJ dropped the beat.
That would have
was
fixed the whole problem.
Yeah.
That was the only issue, I think.
Yeah, no. People want to hear the song, not just you. I paid to hear you perform the song, not just to hear you give spoken word.
With a voice that is like, obviously, you need some tea.
Strained.
He's irritated.
You know?
Or maybe
Cowards.
you had one too many drinks.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if he drink with he being a part of the Fruit of Islam, but I don't know how that goes.
The fruits.
Is an artist's demand for reverence during a performance a sign of artistic integrity, or does it represent an entitled disconnect from the audience paying to see them?
The second one. It is a complete. Look, man. I mean, because people would kind of make sort of these same arguments from when they'd go to see Lauryn Hill, and she'd get up there and
acoustic
do
stuff.
spoken words and play the guitar poorly and then start crying. And, you know, because it's like, oh, you said you wanted to see Lauryn Hill. Well, you know, here's Lauryn Hill. And where in a way I could say, okay, yeah, I get it, but I don't pay to see you work out your emotional problems on stage. And this is what this looks like. As much as I love Exhibit C, I think we all do. It's one of those songs that really resonates within the culture. It's also a situation to where if that's one of the few songs, even if you're a Jay Electronica fan, you really know, and you know that he can do by himself. You know, because Jay-Z's not coming out in The Dream or whoever to do Shiny Suit Theory. You know, he has to. If the one song you can do that you know everybody knows, we want to hear that. Maybe does that make me a selfish, entitled hip hop fan? Yeah, it probably does. But I don't come to spend money to see you work out your artistic angst and insult the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, once you spent your money, you spent your money to see them do a certain thing. Now, I'm not against them actually working through whatever is going on, as long as I still get the show that I paid to see, essentially. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it a different way, if you're running it back, things of that nature. I think most of the disconnect here with him, though, is, I think we said he's opening up for currency.
And it's a reason why.
Yeah, people don't know who he is. So somebody might have booed him. Like, literally, I've been to shows where the Roots were on the bill, and when Black Thought and the Roots took the stage, people literally got up. And this wasn't too far removed from now. This was one of the Cincinnati shows that come every summer. The Roots were one of the acts.
Okay.
Now, I'm hearing people behind me, who is this on stage? They don't know who the Roots are. Roots are on a nationally syndicated talk show every single night.
Not even syndicated. They are nationally. Yeah, they're on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that don't know who Jay Electronica is. And those that do know him, obviously know him from the era when Exhibit C came out, rapping on Just Blaze beats and things of that nature. And it's kind of hard to appreciate what you do if you're not doing a whole lot of it. What I mean by that is, since that dropped and where we are now, it's almost a good thing that you're even able to still go out and do something, because he came out at the same time as a Drake and somebody named Kendrick. And we see what their careers turned into versus what his is. And I just think it's a disconnect as far as people who really don't know who he is. And people are a lot more comfortable to just be like, man, boo, I don't know who this dude is.
I don't think he gave you anything for 10 to 15 years after Exhibit C, though. So that's why the trajectories of their careers have gone two different ways. Now, the question I have, is there any friction between him and Just Blaze, and that's why he's not really playing those records or rapping behind those beats?
I wondered about that too.
Because, like, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. That's why most people were interested in you, Jay Electronica, because you was rapping on Just Blaze beats. And I say that with all due respect, but I mean, he is kind of who made you important, bro.
Well, I don't think there has to be any beef for him not to want to rap over the beat. I think that's probably what he did for most of the show, at least from what I've read. I think it has to do with him saying, all right, look, I only pop out every once in a while. You're going to listen to what I have to say. My lyrics are so important that you should be able to enjoy them with or without the music. And I think that's arrogant, you know.
Got to read the crowd too, when you want to do that.
You know, you have to understand that, like, you know, how old is Exhibit C at this point? You know, and that's not a knock, because, you know, I still love that record. But I just think about where I was and when that came out and what I was doing, and this seems like light years ago.
Yeah,
I remember when I found out that he was
like Coach's staple.
Yeah.
When he got signed, because originally it was like he was going to be on Bad Boy. You know, there's a lot of Puff Daddy references in his music, and then he signed with Jay. And
years later.
Yeah, and I remember hearing that news. Yeah, I was on my way to Chicago with my ex for the Taste of Chicago. This is, oh my gosh, this is so long ago. This is almost 20 years ago. You know, so you have to understand that, like, yes, for certain hip hop fans, you have stayed in their conscience, you know, with a written testimony. And, you know, I remember he put out all this music maybe about a year or so ago.
Last year, about the middle of last year.
Yeah, but, you know, there are a lot of people,
like 8 albums.
Yeah, a lot of people who didn't keep up with that, like the heat that was, you know, about to be Jay Electronica, who was about to change the world with, you know, these crazy bars. Like, that's long gone. Like,
it's over.
We still hear rumors about things. Like, apparently there's a whole Jay Electronica album produced by Just Blaze that Just Blaze has on his phone. You know, but we'll never hear that unless we'll never hear that. So whatever. I mean, I know you wanted people to listen to your lyrics, but I'd probably be the person that booed. And I'm not a coward about mine. Like I said, I think we should bring booing people off the stage back. That's part of why hip hop is where it is. We don't boo enough.
Man, put that album up there with the Detox. Put it up there with Helter Skelter, with Dre and Cube.
Shit that's never gonna happen. The Kanye West and what was it? The Boys Chess Club or something with Kanye,
Lupe, and Pharrell.
Yeah. These are things that are never going to happen. But I think he just should be happy that he didn't get Charles Hamilton, where people just don't care about you at all anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, his name still holds some weight as far as who he is and what he does. But he just doesn't have enough material to match, I think, the energy that he's trying to transcend across these crowds. People just don't know who you are, man.
Yeah, I forgot.
And they see a big Fruits of Islam flag behind you. We all know how people feel about certain religions and things of that nature. They might not know what that crescent moon and that star means to you, but they have their own identity for what they think it means. So there's a few different factors that you would probably have to, you know what I'm saying?
You get past all that if you just perform Exhibit C the way we want to hear it.
Yeah, man.
I know it's like, that's, again, can't be mad at hip hop fans for being greedy and maybe even selfish when you have not, quote unquote, fed the streets.
Yeah.
And he's a guest on this show. He was a guest on this. This was just one of the 2 spots where Jay was
and I'm
joining Currency on his tour.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, if I'm coming to hear Currency, like Jay Electronica,
Kind of hard sell.
yeah.
Not even Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica acapellas is like
Currency is smoke culture.
Yeah.
So imagine people going to chill at this concert, and as soon as Currency come on, I'm gonna blaze some shit up, and then you got somebody coming on stage dropping knowledge,
calling you a coward.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I'm really not even here for you, dog. But it is what it is, man. Shout out to Jay Electronica.
Well, Jay Electronica has a show in New York on June 21st, 2026. Jay Electronica and Friends benefit concert, and it's a powerful night, supports youth-focused initiatives in STEM, healthy living, mental health, and anti-bullying. So stop bullying Jay Electronica. You know,
he didn't have it because he want to talk to you as a man in the face.
Yep. You are now listening or watching the New Old Heads podcast. Our official 1-hour episode is released every Saturday at noon Eastern, where we share our exclusive uncut 2-hour episode to our YouTube members and Patreon members early every Wednesday. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Indie City and Vinyl, Decademics, and Bringing Down the Band. And most importantly, you. You can support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads, where we embrace the new, respect the old, and remain ahead. The Wireless Festival, I believe this is in London.
Somewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
The organizer, Melvin Ben, has confirmed that West will remain on the bill, but for the past week, London's Wireless Festival has been under fire for having West on their bill. At least 4 of the festival sponsors, including Pepsi, have pulled out over West's inclusion. I think since this was written, I believe the festival is no longer...
Yeah, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Not only that, but Kanye has been denied entry.
Yeah, he's banned from UK altogether.
Yeah, and he was going to do 2 nights.
It would have sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this attempt to ban an artist from performing a necessary safeguard against inflammatory rhetoric, or does it set a dangerous precedent that undermines fundamental principles of freedom of speech, even though this is UK?
Yeah, this is all monetary. People thinking that they're protecting their bottom line by saying that they don't agree with certain individuals and artists and things of that nature. It's political, definitely. But at the end of the day, we just seen Kanye do 2 sold-out shows at SoFi Arena, which goes to prove that nobody's really out for Kanye like people thought they were.
Even in our comments,
yeah,
people are just like, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it just is what it is. But like when you start mixing corporate money and people that are, you know what I'm saying, pulling the strings from a corporate point of view, that's when these companies start kind of backing out. Well, I'm being funded by this person who is, you know what I'm saying, of Jewish or Hebrew descent. Mm-hmm. So if we're getting that from them, then we can't really be associated with it. I think they just follow suit like that. But as far as the whole country denying entry is crazy.
But that's what the UK does.
Yeah, like
they've been known to, if it doesn't have to do anything with violence or actual criminality. You know, I remember they did to Tariq Nasheed.
What?
Yeah, when he wanted to show Hidden Colors.
Yeah,
over there, and they were like, nah. Not only are you not showing that movie, you can't even enter the country. Mm-hmm. And so, like when he flies anywhere internationally, he says, I have to do everything I can to avoid the United Kingdom. Mm. So because it is illegal for him to even land there. And so like that's what you got to understand. Everywhere's not America, y'all. Mm-hmm. You know, that whole freedom of speech and I should be able to do me, that doesn't play everywhere.
And let's be real, this isn't about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is for Kanye to be able to say what he wants to say, and then for people to be able to respond in the way that they want to respond. This is freedom. This is repercussions for the freedom of speech that you are enacting.
There's no such thing as freedom from repercussions, freedom from consequences. And I think that's where a lot of people get, like the government, United States government at least, can't tell Kanye, you can't sing that song or you can't go here because of that song. Mm-hmm. You know, but
private companies
can tell people, it's like, nah. You know, if I'm Pepsi, you got to answer about these going out and getting diamond encrusted swastikas and Black Klan robes. There are people out here who, some of them sitting in this room, who don't feel like you've done enough. And I won't put it on any of you. I'm talking about me.
And me too.
I'm not over that. I need to hear a little bit more than, oh yeah, Lauryn Hill's coming out and this, that, and the third. I was like, no, what about this that you did relatively recently?
Yeah.
And you did it very proudly.
The thing about it is Kanye is over it. He feels like he's done enough. And you got to understand, somebody with an ego as big as Kanye's, for him to do just what he did and still get that response from these two shows that were literally announced like a week before they happened, you're never getting anything else remotely apologetic as far as like how you would deem or we would deem acceptable. That's not going to happen. Because he knows he can still shake and move exactly how he wants to. This didn't change nothing. He could sign with Nike tomorrow and his shoes will sell out next week.
And that brings about the question, like, can you really be canceled if the people still mess with you? Like, the corporate interests might be pulling out, but if the people still mess with you, can you ever really be canceled?
No, because you don't got to go through those corporate entities to get money or get support from the people.
I kind of briefly mentioned it last week, or I brought it up. I said, Kanye West is really kind of the biggest independent artist at this point.
Definitely.
Like he's not, he's doing his own thing. And,
he is the corporation.
I think it depends on like what people you're talking about, because you're going to have people that don't rock with him, but you're going to obviously have people that didn't necessarily feel one way or the other that are just, I saw some people on my timeline that I've known that are like, yeah, at the Kanye thing. I'm just like, it makes me look at you funny, but
but some people are just in it for like
the experience.
They're for the experience to say they
yeah.
were there. And like I said, we're on the Titanic and some people just want to hear the band play as the ship goes down.
Am I complicit because I watched the stream on YouTube?
Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know, man.
I watched it. I mean,
you didn't spend money on it, did you?
No, I didn't.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't go out of your way to like buy tickets to go and
get merch,
put money in this man's pocket. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's where a lot of it comes down to. Like I have a hard time like financially helping people profit off of their hate. Like if I view it on the side over here with my YouTube premium that I'm paying whatever, then all right, I'll check it out. I'm not paying you money. I'm paying this other horrible corporation money. That's
somebody.
That's the hypocrite in me,
paid,
right?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I'm with Jay. Like, I just, there's just so much shit going on all the time, and I feel like when I look at the United States of America specifically, and us in this country, sometimes I feel like we're bitches, and it's just like we don't stand for anything, and we don't. It's just like we're so enamored by our comfortability sometimes that like we just don't, like we're just in this little silo of like nothing's ever going to affect me. Like the other things that are happening, and like even with the stuff like with the wild shit that Trump has said in the last 2 days, like 2 days in a row, it's just kind of like
on Easter.
It's absolutely batshit crazy. Like he is absolutely unhinged. And when I think about us and the things that like people will do and that will just like give them a pass, it's just like, where is the line that like us as Americans will, what line will we in generally, like what will we stand for?
Well, look, we can look at it like this, if closer to the entertainment world, when we say, oh, they don't cancel anybody. Remember Colin Kaepernick, he didn't even break any laws.
Nothing.
All right. And he never got another chance in the NFL. I think a little bit of that, I'd say maybe about 10 to 15% of that is self-inflicted. All right. Because he did some things where I'm like, come on, man. Like we trying here. But at the same time, like when you look at someone like, and I'm not trying to drag his name, but it is what it is. Like Kirk Cousins just got another, huge contract, and
big boo boo.
Colin Kaepernick still has more playoff wins than Kirk Cousins, and that's, when you see that and you realize, okay, literally this man's livelihood was taken from him, and he just said, hey man, could the police be better? Could they, and I wish he was a little bit more eloquent about it. Yes. But at the same time, it was like, It's not like he called for anyone to be hurt. It's not like he hurt anybody. He hurt white people's feelings, and sometimes that's worse than hurting them physically.
You like that?
Yeah, and so like, yes, you could be canceled if you
My feelings matter.
Yeah, if you challenge, that level of authority, then yeah, you can be canceled. But Kanye West once again is like just somebody. And not to knock him too much, but it's just like
just leaned into
he's kind of he's kind of like a little wind-up doll, and let's see what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
He thrives on that though. I feel like Kanye loves being able to stick his toe in whatever pond he wants to, and just to test the waters, and then kind of just back out of it, and then maintain or continue on the path that he's on. And honestly, it does nothing but makes him feel himself more.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched a nice portion of that live stream, and I didn't really see any people of color in that crowd.
Yeah.
Oh no, they showed like it looked like a
angsty white boys.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of slam dancing. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
On the floor.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know who was up in the luxury suites and,
Matter of fact, he stopped the show and was like, look, I need a mosh pit here. I need a mosh pit here. I need a mosh pit there. Y'all doing it in these separate pockets. I need one large mosh pit all around. And they did it.
Yeah. He loves
feeding his
that.
ego.
Yeah.
And you know what? I get it.
Yeah.
If that's what he can pull off.
He's got a lot of, and also let's be real, a lot of his super fans right now are angsty white kids that are black pilled, that are into looks maxing, into like they've went down that kind of alt-right-esque pipeline. It's the kids and the people that you'll see make comments on stuff with juice boxes and things of that nature. It's like a lot of
Juice boxes.
Yeah, it's like an emoji slang for calling somebody Jewish, essentially.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That is news to me.
yeah. So like,
You're not in those kind of chat
Yeah, man.
rooms.
White people are clever, man.
and it's also the thing around like people will say like, well, Kanye was right about all this stuff. I'm like, man, look, Kanye is an anti-Semitic person. There's a difference between saying that the state of Israel is an evil, corrupted entity, and that all Jewish people are out to kill and harm everybody.
Man,
Those are two completely different things.
I do not believe Kanye West is that intelligent to come up with that talking point, man. I think he was speaking off of something he was fed by somebody else.
I know
Yes, but
you've said that a few times.
The
Yeah.
same talking points that he's doing have been said for years and years on end. It's just the way that he said it, and the crowd and the people that he's preaching into kind of changed what's going on. But like, as far as the actual like statements that he's making, these same statements have been made, but they've been made more eloquently and more polished to the point where it's not meant to be
Abrasive.
or, you know what I'm saying?
But the problem that I have with it is this. It's like anti-intellectualism in a way.
Yeah, that's kind of the way
it's
going.
like there's like it's like you're having a conversation with somebody about something, and they hear one thing, and they're just like, "Oh, yep, that's it."
Right.
It's like, all right. And right now, we're in a place where Israel is doing a lot of horrendous shit.
Whole lot of it.
Right. That doesn't mean that Jewish people are doing a lot of horrendous shit. In the same way that we are seeing the U.S. government do a lot of horrendous shit, that doesn't mean that us sitting in this room want the U.S. government to be doing the horrendous shit that it's doing.
Touché.
You know what I mean? And the state of Israel, very specifically, is, I know this demonetized, whatever. I don't really care. But the state of Israel in this, it's wild. There's this.
You're talking about
occupation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all this stuff. And so like
war crimes.
Yes. And so when everything going on in Gaza and Palestine, the occupation, the West Bank, all that stuff, if right? But the thing is, I feel like these people that are semi-intelligent, or the people that only have meme knowledge, they'll be like, oh, see, it is Jewish people. This is the same thing Kanye West was saying. See, it is Jews bad. And it's like, no, you're an idiot. There's a difference between a state of something and the people of something, of a religion, of whatever. And there's a difference between the two. And that's why you see a lot of Jewish people in the United States of America that are anti-Zionist because of that nature. You can't be Jewish and be anti-Jewish. I can't be anti-white. I mean, I guess I can because whiteness is a social construct, but that's beyond. That's probably too deep for some people. But
it's not even real.
But the thing exactly. But like I feel like a lot of the people that I've seen in the comments, a lot of the people that are just rocking with Kanye super heavy, they lack this level of depth around this specific piece of like, there's a difference between a state of something and a religion of something and a people. And that's who I see in the comments of our stuff even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no, I think, I mean, you said it best. Like I've talked to other people, offline about, how being anti the state of Israel is not automatically anti-Semitic. But once again, it's like when you try to have conversations with people, it's just like when Nick Cannon got broke down this week by some young cats.
I seen it.
Who really basically told him how wrong he was about everything that he said. It's to the point where...
Was it the Jam?
Nah, there's some cats, some young dudes that most of their information is politically inspired. I think they're from Chicago.
The Jam.
Yeah, is that who it is?
Younger black dudes.
Yeah, and to the point where like that video that we talked about last week with him and Amber Rose in the truck and all the misinformation that they had, it's taken down. Unless you see the clips.
He took it off his page.
He took it off his page. Really? He took it off his page because like it was, like he got broke down by people who actually did the knowledge, So I mean, I think that's I mean, shout out to him for at least being like, I mean, he acknowledged, hey man, I thanks for the education, and he took this shit down. But like now, there's so many people who are just invested in their point of view that even if you present them with new information, they're like, no, I'm already too deep.
Yeah, we're in a day and age now, honestly, where the truth really doesn't matter. It's all opinion based.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I like what they're doing.
Jam, shout out to them. Y'all did.
Yeah, they be dropping knowledge.
You was doing really great work there.
But everything is wrapped around opinion, and if your opinion aligns or somebody else's ideology aligns with your opinion, then that's just the train that you're on, and it doesn't matter where that train is going, you're going to go down with it. So like I was saying earlier, some things that Kanye West has said, he is not very articulate as far as how or being able to explain exactly what he means when he says these things, and people don't care. They're like, well, I'm gonna just take it for what it is. I'm gonna take it for exactly what he said. And some of these things have been said before, but they were said in a manner of explaining what happened and things of that nature. And not to say that it was right, but it didn't lean on just the punchline and I'm running with the punchline and this is what I'm going to give you and y'all going to rock with me or not. And they're like, we going to rock with you. This is what it is.
There you go.
His stuff that he was doing was legitimately anti-Semitism. And he should have done the knowledge a little bit further to understand the things that he's saying. Like he's trying to piece puzzles together about Jewish executives and things of this nature and things of that nature. And then it's just like, come on, man.
When has Kanye ever said anything eloquently?
Yeah, never. I mean, maybe on his albums.
Yeah, in his rhymes,
some of his music.
He didn't say that though. He was told what to say.
Well, yeah.
But anytime you get Kanye's stream of consciousness in an interview, you just never know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And like I said, at one point we didn't mind because we felt he was doing it on behalf of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And was it
so y'all felt
bad
like that?
Him to say, but we felt him when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. Like
that's the only time when people felt that way.
Yeah, but we were like, all right, I remember saying on this show, I was like, yeah, that was wrong, but we felt him.
Yeah,
So did you feel that way when he was talking to Sway about Ralph, and he was going on and off about?
I didn't even care.
Yeah, that was just personal type shit. That really didn't affect anybody negatively.
Think all of these things, though, that he say, with exception to that situation about George Bush, have all been matters that directly affect him, and then he tries to pull in other parties. You know what I mean? Right. So everything has always been about him for the most part.
Yeah, that's one of the things that
Yes.
is so frustrating is because he'll do something that is specifically about him, his problems, but he'll try to make it about us, and he does such a poor job of it.
Mm-hmm. It's got significantly worse over the time.
Yeah. He's too far removed from us, essentially. You know what I'm saying? To where it actually affects us, or he's talking about us, or it matters to us.
He's an entertainer, man.
Yeah, that concert was a clear indication of that for me.
The stage was crazy.
It beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, he will never disappoint there. But that's all. I still have yet to push play on Bully just because after listening to the album with Carnival and stuff, he doesn't have anything that I really want to hear from him anymore.
That was the first Bully, the one with Carnival on it.
Yeah, because technically Bully came out last year.
Yeah. Like, he just redid it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
God bless.
I mean, it's going to show. I mean, it's just showing everybody what the state of America, the world is in right now. It doesn't matter what you do. If you have enough power or enough followers or influence, it doesn't matter what you do. You'll be able to be fine.
And look, we've known this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same reason why money's in politics the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason why we keep seeing the same type of people in power, you know, and Kanye West is just a smaller version of that, but just with a massive fan base and a massive amount of power from that perspective. But so,
and he's an anomaly because he's black and he's able to do this.
Sure.
Yeah, that's why he feels like Donald Trump is his daddy.
Well, he said his daddy is his best friend now, so I'm sure he probably backpedaled on.
You know, I haven't heard anything.
Part.
I haven't heard Ye. I haven't heard him say anything weird.
Nah.
Crazy. You know, like out the blue, offensive or anything like that. Probably in a year or so, maybe longer. Yeah. I don't know. So it's been a while. It's just I'm just still not.
Oh yeah.
You know, I can't take away from the fact that he's building cool stages and he's doing very interesting creative things. Like, I'm not going to take that away from him. I just don't care at this point, you know? Because,
that doesn't change because you don't rock with him.
Yeah.
He's still that same individual that came up with things. But I've seen somewhere where this could, I understand it, but in the same token, it's kind of like, okay, the dude with Tourette's that said that bullshit.
God bless.
Yeah.
They were saying if y'all can pretty much accept his apology, you should be able to accept Kanye's as well.
Fair point.
That ain't fair.
Did he apologize? I don't remember him.
It was a fake ass apology.
Yeah, I remember people apologizing on his behalf, and that was he got Tourette's.
When the reason why they brought it up is
bipolar.
Because that's the reason why they brought it up because Kanye West is considered somebody that has, you know what I'm saying?
He has the
certain
resources.
Yeah.
Well, you could say the same thing for the other guy too. That's the reason why I brought it up because it's like, well, when you start thinking about it and weighing
it's not
shit,
the same.
I don't know, man.
It's not even close.
I don't know.
I feel like close. You went out of your way to put on the
vest.
That shit was ridiculous.
Come on,
you put on your way to and you was trying to put the swastika on other people, and you messed up their lives because they're on live stream with a swastika around.
Well,
their
they
neck.
shouldn't have been. Yes, man. That's their own.
He's messed up family reunions for his family.
Like Kanye can omit himself from public life. He can just not do that.
Yeah, he could,
but he doesn't.
I just thought it was.
He knew when to turn the camera
on.
on.
There's anything interesting about it? I'm not even going to give you that leeway. I'm just going to deny it.
He's like, academics, wait here. I'm going to put on something cool, and he goes and puts on the.
And academics like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No pushback.
He put that shit out though.
He should have been like Flex. Be like, oh, why'd you say that? Why?
Yeah. Kanye be on he be on good
why'd you say that line?
I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you. Kanye be on good bullshit, and he does have some mental ailments going on. I hope he gets help for all of that. The loss of his mom, things of that nature. But Kanye West is a mother.
Yeah, man. I just want to go to the family reunion.
Yeah.
I want to see which cousin was it.
Oh, damn. You back on that shit.
Yeah, let's try to get to the root.
Yeah, I don't want to know who that cousin is.
Is that cousin still locked up? Maybe he,
Nah, that's a different cousin.
That's the same cousin that stole the laptop.
Nah, that's probably a
I'm
different
talking about the cousin where they was looking at magazines together. They said, hey, let's try that.
Yeah, that's that weird activities.
Man, God bless, man.
Yeah.
Use that OnlyFans money and sign up for our Patreon. Stop playing.
So the AKAs don't know Nan when it comes to Trick Daddy. The Trick Daddy's performance at the Alpha Kappa Alpha 71st Boule was abruptly cut short after his set was deemed inappropriate for the sorority's formal atmosphere. And there's a video, but I'm just going to say as I pull this up, do y'all not know who Trick Daddy is?
Yeah, that was the thing, man. You got to know who you hire. They were in Miami.
There's the section that knows.
They're enjoying it.
They love it. They feel like they on the yard right now.
Yeah, look, you got to understand. It's just like Chris Rock has that old joke. I don't want to call it an old joke, but joke from back in the day where he said, they was like, man, that tiger went crazy. That tiger didn't go crazy. That tiger went tiger.
Yeah.
And Trick Daddy went Trick Daddy.
Yeah, he did.
And I thought it was an odd fit, but I was like, okay, it's in Florida, and if you're going to,
Was that in Miami?
I don't know if it was in Miami specifically.
But isn't he from like Miami?
Yes.
Dade County,
Okay.
right?
Dade County, right there. And so, I mean, like, how you gonna expect Trick Daddy to perform and not do Jump on the Dick and and all his other hits?
You want him to
Come
do
on, man.
spoken word? I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, I get maybe Confunction wasn't available or whoever, but like when you get Trick Daddy, you're getting a Trick Daddy show. I mean, he says it's like when people say, "I was so disappointed in Trick Daddy." What is wrong with you where you're in a position in life where you're disappointed in Trick Daddy?
So let me ask you this question. Does the responsibility for this disruption fall on the sorority for booking the artist, or should the veteran performer be expected to read the room and adjust his set?
No, y'all booked me for being Trick Daddy.
Well,
So why would it? It definitely should fall on whoever booked this shit. So
Yes and
obviously
no.
it was some young. Why not? There was some younger AKAs that booked this shit.
Not really, because Trick Daddy's in his 50s.
Yeah.
He might be, but it's still.
Put it in a DJ.
Booty shake
What about
movie.
from a DJ perspective? You
only-
got to read the room, right?
Yeah, only reason I say yes and no is because it was apparently in his booking information that they wanted a clean show.
Oh well, if it's a clean
Yeah.
show,
And
that's
then
different.
he said that he told them that he does not do clean shows.
Well, there you have it.
And
They still booked him.
he still got booked. You know what I
Well,
mean? So
there you have it.
that's
That's 100%
Well, that answers
on
the
whoever
question.
booked him.
Yeah.
I think it might. Yeah, I can give bail both ways, man. Now I was
You literally just answered it because if it was in his contract, if they
Yeah.
said that they wanted it clean, and he rebutted that, well, I don't do clean,
I don't know
and
if
then they
I
were
don't
still
know.
like, okay, well, we want you anyway.
I don't know if that's something that necessarily was actually communicated amongst each other, or is that something he just said after the fact? You know what I mean? But
Okay.
I did see him saying that he doesn't do clean shows. I don't know
Those
if something
tracks.
I don't know if that's something that he really communicated to them.
So
Now-
who would think though, with you booking Trick Daddy, how clean could that show be?
I think,
So he can only do
Baby, take it to
Baby
the house.
That I'm a Thug, Take It to the House. He can't do Nan.
In the Wind. Well, I mean,
He can do In the Wind.
that's what he was performing.
yeah.
He can do 4 songs.
Sugar.
I think it was a bit much. He also
5.
had on pink and green. I know you can't tell
Yeah.
from that video.
Yeah.
My question is, why didn't they just book Trina?
That might
I think that would have.
because she ain't got no clean show either.
Nah, they should.
She could have
they
did it
should've-
better though.
Could she? Well,
I
maybe
don't
she
know.
could. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and she could have did the baddest chick.
Yeah, because does she always have radio edits?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
no,
Well, so
I
does
feel
Trick
like-
Daddy.
I feel like the wrong sorority booked
Pull over.
Trick Daddy. There's some other sororities.
Wait a minute! Don't get in trouble now.
That's why I'm not gonna say no names. Nothing. I'm just saying. I feel like Trick Daddy is not an AKA booking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were looking for Trina and accidentally booked Trick.
All right, Chili.
Yeah, you don't.
Maybe she'll come out.
You don't accidentally.
She accidentally
accidentally
donated to the Trump campaign.
What? Then she gonna come out and do the song that she did with Trick Daddy?
Yeah.
The one that they don't want him doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like this is on them.
I absolutely, I 100%.
And don't get me
it's
wrong.
on
Like as an artist, like I've specifically catered sets for specific
Yeah.
shows in the past. I've done that many a time.
Mm-hmm.
But always in the back of my mind, I always wondered, you know, like one of the big things that I always kind of like, what's the word? I kind of like argued with myself about, you know, shouts to Grits. Me and him, we used to do this all the time. Was like when we used to get booked to do certain shows at certain places. It's like, all right, there are gonna be kids around, but why, you know, like if you want a specific type of set, like, are you sure you know what you're booking?
Yeah.
You know, like, do you want me to be who I am, or do you just want me to play this role for you?
You want me to conform to make y'all feel comfortable.
Exactly. And so I always had a hard time with that. And I can't lie. Sometimes we edited everything. Sometimes I just said,
Listen.
and you know, it's just like, sometimes it kind of depended on the situation and where it was at, you know, because like you could be in a place with kids sometimes, and don't get me wrong, our stuff wasn't vulgar like that, but like you could be in a place with kids and the kids would just be rocking with it. And the parents would be rocking with it. And other times you'd be in places and be like, oh my God, what is going on here? Oh no. You know, it's like,
Can only imagine had Trick got to perform in Nan in front of the women that are 60 and 70 years old, and they hear "Eat the coochie with your legs up," then I blow it all in your butt.
Yeah, he said something about some coochie, and then you seen a whole bunch of them AKAs walking out.
Look, man, I'm not mad at the Golden Sorors for walking out. You know, that's not their
Good for them.
vibe. You know, because sometimes you just realize, all right, this ain't for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wedding. You know what I'm saying? You do a wedding, and at first it's cool. It's like, okay, now all the old folks is leaving. I'm about to turn it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's somebody paid you to be there, and I'm not somebody of Trick Daddy's stature. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You know what type of music he's going to do.
Look,
yeah.
I think y'all got the misconstrued.
Okay.
I know quite a few AKAs.
No, I do too.
That
I do.
They all G for the Trick Daddy.
I do as well.
In the 70s?
Not in their 70s.
That's what I'm saying.
No, not in their 70s.
You talking about them new AKAs? Yeah, or the newish AKAs.
No, I mean it ain't got to be the newish, because remember, Trick Daddy is 50.
He's
so
old.
like, so the people who are really enjoying
we were in college.
are our age.
We were. They were in, when he came out. We were in college.
Yeah, that's
who booked him.
That's who, when you kind of like, okay, we're going to relinquish the reins to some of these, some new blood. This is what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's kind of why the Black Expo is what it is. They still got the same old people booking these shows.
Yeah.
Shit, you done came in. You done came in and called. Yeah, you done came in and called Sister Johnson a bitch though. You think she gonna stick around for that shit?
Sister Johnson can go home.
That's why she left.
That's why she left.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Soror
what
Johnson went home.
That's what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's sometimes
so what should have happened? Trick Daddy should have came out on stage. He should have preferenced his show. Like, look, I'm about to say some shit that some of y'all probably ain't gonna like. A lot of y'all probably gonna like it, but a lot of y'all probably ain't.
That's not on him.
It ain't. I'm just saying that would kind of make it fun. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe,
I'm about to let y'all know that I'm about to be saying a whole bunch of this.
That's
a level. That's a level of professionalism.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not expecting.
Sure.
Look, Trick Daddy was walking around with shirts that called his crew was called the Eat a Booty Gang.
Eat a Booty Gang.
What y'all expect?
And he said some real wild stuff about how, like, man, you know, we're going to bleep a lot of this. These white hoes and these Spanish hoes, they learning how to fry chicken now. So y'all better tighten up. Like he said some, and like, once again, how are you disappointed in Trick Daddy?
Trick Daddy go Trick Daddy. He came here.
That tiger going tiger.
He came here and said some bullshit.
Yeah.
And,
That's right.
Shout out to Scooty.
So
he got his ass up out of here and pretty much cut the show. But this is who Trick Daddy is.
Yeah, Trick Daddy was
who
like,
looks worse in this situation, the AKAs or Trick Daddy?
I think it kind of balances itself out.
Honestly,
Really?
I think it's the AKAs, and you know, I love me some women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Conditioned.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
but
oh, really?
That's a stereotype. But it was like, once again, you don't book Trick Daddy and expect him to do a PG show. That's just not who he is. And I'm not mad at Trick Daddy for being Trick Daddy.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not either.
To me, this is an organizational situation. Like you guys messed up, you missed the ball, or you missed appropriately telling the clientele that was going to be attending what was going to be happening.
The only reason I said it balanced itself out is because there is an audience of AKAs that would respect the Trick Daddy. But there's also another audience that would not.
Sure.
And then with Trick Daddy not prefacing what he was going to do, which he didn't have to do.
That's the thing.
Essentially, he doesn't have to do that.
He's him.
Yeah, he's him. But if it comes down,
him.
if it boils down to they said they wanted a clean show,
and then he didn't do it.
rebutted and said that I don't have a clean show, and they still sent that bread, that's 100% on the AKAs.
Unless it's in the contract.
If he knew that they wanted a clean show, I feel like he could have came out there and said something, possibly.
So Pooh Shiesty robbed Gucci's crew to get out of a record contract, apparently. That's what they say. So, tell me something about this, because I don't know.
Okay, so allegedly. Well, it's not alleged anymore.
It was alleged a few months back when it first came out. Yeah. Now they finally decided to
this is federal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Pooh Shiesty was Gucci's artist as well as Big 30. Both of these people were disgruntled artists and not satisfied with their deals with Gucci's 1017 Squad Records.
Gotcha.
They met up at a show at Dallas with Gucci Mane to essentially speak on their release from the label. The meeting went bad and it ended up guns being drawn and them pretty much forcing Gucci to sign something asking for their release from his label. And on top of that, they robbed him for his jewelry. And I think didn't somebody get shot? I think it was they shot at an off-duty officer that was in Gucci's crew as well. The consensus now from the streets is that Gucci is a snitch because he pretty much told that Pooh Shiesty and Big 30 were the culprits that did this. Now, my question is, why? Well, Pooh Shiesty's father was involved in this as well with this crew.
Mr. Shiesty Sr., AKA my boss.
Yeah.
Shiesty runs deep.
Now this is I don't understand how you thought you were going to get away with this. You know what I mean? Like
with your ankle monitor still on, yeah.
Yeah. And of all things,
I didn't think that far.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, man. Especially for you to just be released from prison for what?
He was in there for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years, man. And you missed pretty much the wave of your biggest record.
First day out, doing pretty good.
The first day out is a big record.
It is.
It
it's
is.
bigger than
No, it's not
Black and Blood.
No, it's not.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, like because when Black and Blood was out, you could not.
No, you
had to spin that record 2 or 3 times, and
he's literally the reason people wear the mask.
Yeah. So at the height of your stardom, you was locked away in jail. I don't know what the terms of the deal was, but respectfully, everybody, to my knowledge, when you go from nothing to something like Pooh did, or Mr. Shiesty, you gonna get jerked on your first deal.
I mean, they knew what they signed in the first place, man. It's just one of them things where can't get right, man. I mean, you just got off for doing some federal shit and you have an ankle monitor on and you have people around you that are influencing you to still be on that bullshit, which is crazy. His name is Pooh Shiesty.
Look, man, this is just all about just poor decision making, heat of the moment, foolishness. And this is why, when you talk to anybody who's in prison, a lot of times it comes down to like maybe 90 seconds of you making poor decisions, and that's what I mean, it's probably more than that here, but like, what did you think you were going to get done? You got your shooters with you, but no lawyer. You know, what did you think you were going to get
ain't
done?
That bright, man.
As far as like,
that's where, yeah.
Yeah, as far as taking care of actual contractual business, because to just let you out under duress, you're not getting out. You know, so I don't know. I hope this, at this point, when I see things like this, I hope it's just a cautionary tale for other young people to say, hey, not only why are we making a folk hero or a hero of this person and trying to wear the mask, like, you know, they literally call them the Pooh Shiesties, you know, and sometimes you got to reassess who your influences and your, like I said, your heroes are, because these people, if you act like them, they're leading you straight to hell. Yeah. You know, and I know that sounds, that's me being old, but when I see somebody with an opportunity like Pooh Shiesty has, where it's basically all flushed down the toilet now, you know, because you're going to do some, it's not like you are a new felon. You already, you know, known in the system, and the judge doesn't care nothing about your first day out numbers and what you're doing on YouTube. They see you as somebody who is literally a menace to society, and they're going to put you away. And now, since your father was there, he's going to catch a charge. So now you're doing generational numbers in prison. And it's such a waste, because it's like, wait a minute, even if you say you had the jerk contract, you know, if you can figure out a way to get the ankle bracelet off, you can start doing shows and getting real money, because that's what everybody has to do. Like I watched something about how the Jackson 5 just got completely jerked by Motown, you know, and that, you know, they had to leave and go to, it wasn't Sony at the time, but when they left and decided to be, and they were the Jacksons after that, they had ran into the group and took Jermaine out. And Jermaine stayed with Motown. But it was because, like, look, the royalty rate was so bad that, you know, they had to go and do those shows and be, you know, do TV in Vegas, because they weren't getting any money from Motown, you know. And Barry Gordy will say, like, I gave all my artists the same contract that the MGM gave their artists, or, you know, some company that he had modeled everything off of, to where basically they were all getting jerked. Temptations, you know, Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, none of them was getting money, you know, from the record sales. It was all, the only person who was able to renegotiate because he turned 18, he was a child act, was Stevie Wonder. And so, like, this is a broken, for lack of a better term, a broken record as far as people not being happy with their first contract. But, you know, if you could just hold on and be in a position to renegotiate with some sort of professionalism, like I said, you don't take your shooters to a meeting, you take a lawyer, you know. And that's, unfortunately, like, this not only may this be the end of his career, but this is potentially the end of him being free.
Yeah, there was alleged that, you know, when all this was happening, Gucci was like, man, this don't work like this.
Yeah.
It don't work like this. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and sign this for now. Go ahead, go on about your business. But, yeah.
But when they say that this is the whole street
him
code.
Him right there, that's Gucci.
So the whole street was like, oh, Gucci snitched. I was like, first of all, we're not doing street business. Street, you know, the whole snitching thing comes down to street business. We are in a corporate setting, essentially, when you're talking about contracts and what I'm owed as far as monetarily is concerned. Street business, like, it's not like y'all were both doing some goofy shit together, and then, like, I got under pressure and I decided to start telling. You know, here it is. I'm trying to do actual above straight business, and you should, once again, you show up with your shooters and not lawyers, and like, what do you expect me to do?
Yeah, I gave you an opportunity.
You put my
to do
people under pressure and put them in danger. I'm supposed to just let that go? I mean, and some people would say yes. I don't know if I can say yes.
No, I pretty much put you in a position to do the same thing. Like, I gave you a real job with a real paper trail. And but you gotta understand, people that are stuck in that mind state, it doesn't matter how much money they get, they still feel the same way that they felt before they had these record deals. So, like, his situation is a sad case, especially with his dad being involved. They had videos of his mama talking about how street Pooh Shiesty is or whatnot from back. It's like, this is what they came up on, and this is what they live. And then you've been watching too many movies, or you ain't watched enough movies or enough real life shit. Cause, like, same type of situation happened with Dre and Eazy-E.
Yeah.
You know, Eazy-E ended up signing some, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. he still was making money off of Dr. Dre while Dr. Dre was on Death Row Records. These are the type stories that unfortunately happen a lot in the music. I mean, we seen it in the 5 Heartbeats when dude held him over the side of the hotel or office or whatever. Like, you know,
my office hours.
Yeah, my office hours are 9 to 5. So I mean, yeah, Pooh just made a bad mistake. I heard also though that one of the attorneys saying that they don't have concrete proof that Pooh or somebody else,
Big 30
were involved or something to that nature.
His ankle monitor.
His ankle monitor is going to show that he was there, but they can't say that he is the one that actually facilitated whatever thing.
Even if this
but
is
he
how
was
you,
around guns, and he's a felon.
When you're a felon around guns, that's an automatic, trigger to send you back to jail.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe this is where you just got too many people around you keeping it entirely too real. It's like, look, if we gonna do some gangster shit, let's leave the cash cow at home. Like, let's not bring the person who's actually funding all of this with us when we're going to do something involving guns and coercion. I mean, like I said, this speaks to everybody's decision making, including his father. What are you doing? Like, at a certain point, like, you got to stop being your child's friend and be their father for real. But once again,
better, you do better.
Yeah,
like he's come from a lineage of people that don't know how to do better. So I mean, just because you got money, unfortunately, money does not make you do better. It actually might add to, you know what I'm saying, the criminality that you got going on, because now that you're in a position to afford certain things, now I can fund this and fund that and fund that, and I'm looked at as the kingpin, but I really was supposed to be the one that made it out and didn't look back as far as that's concerned.
Now you Lil Durk.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but we've seen this sometimes, and this is where I'm like, man, where is it where you get to a certain time in your life where you try to be the one that's like, no, young man, that's, I think in all this, that's what I'm most disappointed in is
the father,
Pooh Shiesty's father. It's like, just like the same, I mean, and I don't want to put it in the same category because it's not like the same, but like, the whole thing when you saw John Morant was about to be the face of the league.
Yeah.
And Josh, his bad decisions were his own. He owned them, I guess. But, it was like there was just too much of the father just being along for the ride. Now, I don't know what the conversations were, in the background. Maybe he did say something to him. But, like, once again, I know this new style parenting, everybody wants to be their kid's friend. And, but honestly, your kids don't need friends. They need parents.
Need guidance.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for filling me in.
Thanks for tuning in to episode 480 of the New Old Heads podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can also check out our Patreon. Sign up for the $5 holla. And we will see you all in the comments.
Peace. And click the bell for notifications.
All of that.
Bing.
Bing, bing. Bing, bong.